Hey guys, this is Nicholas M. Whittier. If you guys have been my friends from the internet, maybe you remember me as Shriek from the Warcraft days. So I just want to say I'm going to start a vlogging series. Hopefully put out a 10, 15-minute video every day. Everybody who's known me knows I'm a big ranter. I have a lot to say, and I do like expressing myself through written word as well. If you don't know, I write a blog, nmwhittier.wordpress.com. That's nmwhittier.wordpress.com. And I think written word is awesome. You get to express yourself in a different way from speaking. Written word is a lot about choosing your words precisely and thinking about exactly what you want to say and how to use the words that make it get through to the audience as best as possible. But there's something nice about, spoken language being more informal, more spontaneous, where, you still have the goal of clarity, right? But it has a little bit more spirit to it. And, my writing style is a little bit concise and terse, though I guess you could say I'm terse when I speak too. So anyway, I'm going to try to put out a video every day, like I said. Day 9, he's a big nerd that lots of you probably know, and he used to do those daily videos when StarCraft 2 came out, and I really like those. I come from RTS communities, and Day 9 is a guy who I knew a long time ago. Met him in 2005. It's really cool that he's done so well for himself, and I just love that guy's passion. So he's definitely been a little bit of an inspiration for me, and I think it's just cool how he's also managed to cultivate such an audience and become such a figure, being such an over the top personality. So yeah, shout outs to Sean Plott and his brother as well. I know his brother a little bit better than I know him, but I haven't talked to either of them in quite a while. Anyway, so I'm going to try to talk about a lot of different things. I'm a competitive Melee player. That's probably my biggest passion in the last few years of my life. So I'll probably talk about Melee things 4 days a week. I'm thinking Tuesdays I'll talk about matchups, tech skill, stuff like that. Thursdays I'm going to talk about mental game. Sundays I'm going to talk about strategy, more philosophical, esoteric stuff. And Saturday I might have a little bit more of a grab bag. Maybe talk about community stuff, but also talk about game design and shit. And then on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I don't think I'm going to talk about Melee that much. Although Fridays, I'll probably talk about society stuff and, Nick rants, maybe some anecdotes about my social life or whatever, stuff that triggers me. Wednesdays, I'll probably try to just talk about some nerd shit, I'm really into language. Probably talk about writing and stuff like that. And I'm a big movie guy. I think I'm gonna go with Movie Monday also. I have a movie pass. If you guys don't know, for $10 a month, you can see as many movies as you want in theaters. I think they're actually gonna lower the cost to $8 also. So, this will be my first video. I don't think I'm gonna make it to 15 minutes today, but I'll just give some life updates real quick, since I've actually meant to write a lot on my blog, and I wrote a lot of articles that I didn't end up publishing for various reasons. Just that I didn't feel like I wanted to edit them and put in the time to make them as poignant or meaningful as I wanted them to be. A lot of times I just sit and write an article, and it takes an hour, maybe less, and I proofread it once, publish it, and then that's that. But I kind of felt like a lot of my shit I wrote in the last few months was all over the place and wasn't really going to get through to people. So yeah, we'll see. I'm still trying to work on the blog for sure. I have at least 10, maybe 15 article ideas, but yeah, a lot of them, I don't know. I went through some emotional stuff too. My friend that I shared a room with when I was 21 died, and rest in peace, Bennett. Like that definitely was a hard hit to me this year. Not to mention in NorCal Melee, we actually had another Santa Cruz Smasher die. His name is Basil. I mean that I knew Basil quite well, but that didn't affect me because I didn't have like uh, unconditional love for him as a person, let's say. And it just hasn't been the best year for me. I practiced a lot on Smashbox this year, and then that we know that got banned. Although it seems like it's not like actually banned now. But anyway, I kind of agree with Hacks about that the design of like the hitbox, or at least the original one, was kind of dumb. So I was kind of waiting to get my hands on the box, as in the Aziz box. So I might still get to play on that, and that kind of set me back a lot in Melee this year. That like I had 4 months where like I was going to tournaments and playing on the controller, but like I didn't do any practice at home on the controller. My tech skill was always worse, and my hands are like I wear wrist braces at tournaments. I wear wrist braces when I play. My hands are definitely messed up, but I don't think they've deteriorated in the last like year or two. I think they're actually like fine overall. Yeah, they haven't really been bothering me, so that's not really why I wanted to switch to the box. It's more that GameCube controllers are really frustrating and taxing on my mental game, because I know a lot of the times that I'm doing the correct input, like I'm inputting what I meant to do, but it doesn't come out as I expected it, and GameCube controllers are just not that reliable. Even if you have a good controller, they deteriorate over time, and you never know when you're going to have to re-notch it to make the notch work, or you'll never know when a certain tech is going to stop working, or sometimes things even start working, like after it gets worked in more, maybe snapback goes away, things like that. So just the inherent inconsistency of GameCube controllers is really bothering me, and I just kind of wanted to play on something where the inputs were 100% reliable, and it would come out as I intended every time. So yeah, I'm still interested in switching to that, and dash dancing is really fun on the hitbox. I definitely felt like my dash dance grab game, especially as Marth, was fucking ridiculous on those digital inputs. But I don't know, I didn't feel like a lot of the other things were easier, that people would act like they were free. And one of the really frustrating things is when people talk about shield dropping, because if you have a good controller, that it's free. So I definitely don't think that that's something that takes much skill. It's just kind of a controller lottery thing, or if you mod your controller, obviously that can help fix it as well. So on that note, another thing that's really been frustrating me recently is UCF in tournaments. If you guys don't know, that's Universal Controller Fix in the Melee community. GameCube controllers are a valuable commodity, and as far as ones that work really well, there aren't many anymore. I would actually say it's pretty safe to say there's more competitive smashers than there are like really good GameCube controllers. Like, it's a stretch to say even 5% of GameCube controllers are really good. And Cardano has done some studies, or I think it's Cardano, with just talking about dashback. Like a very small portion of controllers have this thing called a dashback, or like good dashback, perfect dashback, where when you try to run backwards, if you don't move the control stick really fast, then you get a slow turnaround, which is really bad. So yesterday, there's a tournament, Blood for Blood in NorCal, or Blood for Blood 2 rather, and this tournament was not UCF. I really thought that after Big House, all the notable tournaments would be UCF, and I wouldn't have to whine about it. But DreamHack Denver in October was not, and Blood for Blood also was not, which is really frustrating, because if I don't even have like a controller that's good for non-UCF anymore. Like, I haven't bothered investing. Actually, I got a friend to loan me one yesterday that's pretty good. But point aside, if you're not used to playing on non-UCF, it's really hard, because there's a bunch of inputs that you probably take for granted, or like, got lax on. Like, hitting the control stick really hard is like just kind of tedious and annoying and like unergonomic. So even if your controller has like decent dashback, there's a chance that like if you haven't been playing on UCF, you're just not in the right muscle memory. So yeah, yesterday, my first stocking tournament, tournament started at pretty early. It's like noon or whatever. And I grab a Falco at 0. He tech rolls behind me. Falco has a long tech roll. I try to dash back and grab him, and I get the slow dash back and I get shined. And, I was obviously tilted literally from the first thing. This is 5 seconds into, my first match of the day. Luckily the Falco sucked. I actually think I 4-stocked him. But, again, the mental thing, it's just frustrating. So I'm really sick of having to deal with this shit. If it was all non-UCF, I think I could get over that in terms of, like, I can play on it. It's not that problematic. It's just switching back and forth. It's just so fucking annoying. So, yeah, I'm really disappointed that was not UCF yesterday. And, I mean, at least I knew going to the tournament that it wasn't going to be UCF. But, like, personally, like, I have a dream that the tournament says non-UCF. There's only one stream set up. Everybody who plays off stream, we should just all fucking play UCF and not even ask. Fuck the TOs. Fuck people who are, like, telling us how to play. Everybody wanted to play this way. I talked to 20 people about it or something yesterday. Obviously, it's a little bit of an echo chamber, and people kind of know where I stand on a lot of things. But, it is frustrating in the Melee community. It seems like a lot of times we listen to people, like, tell us how to do things who, like, aren't really... I don't know. Like, they don't even fucking play our game. Why are we listening to, whoever tell us how to run our tournaments, how to have a good time? It's a fucking game. It's a better version of the game. And Nintendo doesn't do shit for us. I say a lot of bad things about Hungrybox, but he was right that Nintendo hasn't, they don't really do anything except let us exist, except not shut us down. So, we got this far because of, people's passion. Controllers are a big problem. UCF isn't perfect. Honestly, I miss things on UCF because, like, for instance, against Marth or Sheik or other characters, but especially those two, and especially Marth, like, I like to run across the stage into teeter cancel at the edge, and then, like, turn around and back air. But, man, like, almost every time I do this on UCF, like, I end up dashing back to the center of the stage, and then I just don't get a ledge guard because, I want to do turn around, jump off back air. But I dash back because dash back is so easy to do. Just turning around is really hard. And apparently this is something that they're trying to fix. But I don't think UCF is perfect. I don't think that it's like, my wet dream per se. But it's a better version, a better iteration of what we do. And the controller shit is just so fucking annoying. The people don't realize that, like, This is one of the most frustrating things about, being a Melee player. And it really favors the top players because, they have, like, sponsors to help them get good controllers or fans. Like, it really creates an unequal playing field when the best players also have the best controllers. Not to say that this is, like, has anything to do with how results have panned out, but it is a fact, Like, custom controllers and shit. Like, if you just order a controller, which are now very expensive from the internet, it's going to be bad. That's just the reality of the situation. And Armada is totally right about this, and I'm really glad that, his whines, not just about wanting UCF, but about controllers in general, like, kind of vindicate whiners like me or Toph, who, like, bitch about this stuff all the time. Okay, anyway, glad I got to talk about UCF and life a little bit. This is Nicholas M. Whittier. If you like this, subscribe to my channel. Follow me at NM Whittier on Twitter. I have another YouTube channel, youtube.com/Elite NorCal Gaming, that has VODs from NorCal tournaments with really good players that don't get enough publicity. And like I said, I also have the blog, NM Whittier on WordPress.com. All right, peace.